Sexual harassment. Do any of us really understand what it means? Reach.com says sexual harassment is any form of unwelcome sexual behavior that's offensive, intimidating, or humiliating. But is that really it? Just another definition? আমরা হয়তো শব্দটার মানে পুরোপুরি বুঝি না. Even if we think we know about it, we really don't. Some of us are lucky enough to not have had to experience this, but know that your dear ones probably have, and more times than you can imagine. It's really a shame that they're not heard. And let's be honest, as a society, we've let them down. Achke, let's try and change that. Let's listen to 5 very inspiring, brave individuals who have decided to share their stories so that we all could not only understand, but feel and empathize with what they've had to go through.
I was 13 when this happened, and I was in Newmarket with my mother. I was touched in a place that I had never been touched before by a stranger man whose face I hadn't even seen. But I saw my mother's face and how disgusted she was, and thought that the only solution was to buy me an Orna. Ever since then, I've had a fractured relationship with my mother because I could not believe that she thought the 13-year-old child that I was responsible for what had happened to me. It had really shaped my life and my trust in men. However, I am petrified that that man might be still out there hurting other children like me.
Hi, I am Salsabo, a 19-year-old. I'm in the 12th grade, and I'm also the creative director of Samir's Gain, and this is my story. So what makes my story really common and relatable is the holy profession of this man. So when I was about 11 or 12, this man was assigned to teach me to read Quran, our holy book. So I was very talkative as a child, and this whole thing started with him hitting me as a joke. But things quickly became very inappropriate. So one day I gathered enough courage and I told him not to touch me like that because it made me extremely uncomfortable and I just do not like it. He, on the other hand, decided to send me on a guilt trip by saying that it was extremely rude and obnoxious of me to even say anything like that. Even though I told my mom and she took the right decision of firing him, the guilt and the shame went on with me for a very long time.
Hi, I'm Baizid and I'm in the 12th grade. But when this happened, I was in the 5th grade. Let's be honest, you probably did not expect me here, but here we are. As I said, I was in the 5th grade when this happened and my father had recently passed. My mom had gone on to Chittagong to deal with our family problems and I was home all alone. I used to go out cycle every weekend, and one of these weekends I met this girl who was 4 years older than me. She really got to me because we had the similar music taste and everything, music interest, and we really bonded well. But after a few weeks, she started asking very, very personal questions regarding my puberty and all that. And that turned into physical touches. And this one very unfortunate day, she started touching me where you wouldn't touch a 12-year-old. And that really impacted my life and all the interactions I've had with the other women in my life. I've come out with this story to tell everyone that it's not only women in Bangladesh that go through this. It doesn't matter on your gender, race, or color. Sexual harassment can happen to anyone. And I'm very, very, very grateful that Samir's Gain and the rest of the team is bringing this to light. And yeah, that's all. And thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Hi, I am an Indian, presently living in Australia, and I am 45 years old. This is my story. I remember a couple of episodes, but the one which actually shattered me quite a bit was when I was really young. I must have been 9 or 10 years old when an elderly gentleman approached me and my sister while we were walking to school, and he named my father. He was completely someone I had never met before, and he named my father and said, "Oh, you are his daughters," and we acknowledged. And the next thing you know is he just lands this disgusting, sloppy, wet kiss on our cheeks, and obviously that left us very, very shattered. It made us feel disgusting. We didn't really understand or interpret a lot of things at that time, but we knew it was sick. I hope nobody has to ever go through that ever again.
I'm Tasnima, an 18-year-old. Today I'm in my last year of school, and despite so many years having passed, I still cannot get over the terrors of my nightmares. It started from when I was in class 4. The man who's supposed to show me the righteous path, my Huzur, started sexually harassing me. Being so young, I didn't know what to do, but I knew I felt extremely uncomfortable and I wanted it to stop somehow. Each time he came, I kept layering on more clothes, but he still continued. I had to suffer from this till class 8. I've always had a very hard time saying my story in public, but it's about time. Because so many are still suffering and this needs to be stopped.
I just want to say that the only thing common between all the stories shared today is the trauma they all had to go through and carry for so many years. These incidents don't just end in that one single moment, it can impact a victim's life in unexplainable ways. These are only a handful of stories, while there are millions out there. Doesn't matter whether you live in a first world country or not. Do you use public transport? Because a study shown by Dhaka Tribune found that 94% of women commuting in public transport have been harassed. Let me make this very clear. No one accessing basic facilities like public transport should be harassed. However, boys can be victims of this too. 1 in 6 males have experienced sexual harassment. Guys like me, we're so restricted by irrational taboos. Dudes be like, "Oh my god, I wish I was you, bro." And then there are girls who are like, "Don't talk about what you don't even understand." What's scary is by doing this, we've ensured 81% of victims don't speak up or respond silently. I'm sorry, but some of us, we're horrible. We like to blame the victim, question their character, question their intentions, question what they were wearing at the time, or what they had done to provoke it. Let alone justice, these victims aren't even heard, they're silenced. And some, they're even tagged as liars. I'm begging you, we need to listen, understand, and support these people more and more so that they have a comfortable space to speak up. We need to start bringing these changes within our families, our classrooms, our workplaces, and most importantly, within ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed our content, go follow our pages and don't forget to share this video.